Today's video we're going to work on some trailer loading. I'm here with Lily. She's a 2-year-old warm blood, and she came a couple weeks ago just for some ground manners, and the owners were having a little trouble getting her in the trailer. They had to use another horse to kind of coax her in. So I thought, well, trailer loading is one of those things, you know, that all horses should know how to do. And the young ones, it's a great place to get them started with that, especially if they have to go places, just like she came here for a little while. But I start off with just getting the basic groundwork going with them, and that's what we've been doing. So I haven't said, okay, let's go right to the trailer loading right away. As we get some communication, some dialogue going on, so she understands, hey, can I send her out on a circle around me? Can I start controlling some of the body parts? Can I get a disengagement? Sending them through, going back off the other way. So you want to make sure you have all of those things going first. And then I'm just going to take her on over towards the trailer and just let her see what she thinks of that. So there she kind of went walking right up. Some horses, they're going to be bothered by it, and they're going to be kind of bouncing around or want to go, and so I'll just let them kind of go between me and the trailer. For her, she just walked right up, and she's actually curious about it. So that's a good thing. So now the key with trailer loading is making the trailer the good thing and making it out here uncomfortable or work maybe. So every time they think about the trailer, you leave them alone, and every time they're thinking about something else, you're going to do a little something. So with her, she's thinking about the trailer, so I'm just going to leave her alone. She's curious, she's checking it out, and now she's kind of left it, so I'm just going to have her circle again, and we'll come back to it. So throwing a little energy at her, saying, come on, let's walk around, just like if I were lunging her, and then I'm just going to lunge her right to the opening of the trailer. Let her check it out, think about it. Now her mind left. As soon as her mind leaves, I'm going to throw a little energy, and that was just picking up the stick, adding a little energy there. Now she's just kind of nibbling around there through the sawdust, just checking it out. So I let her have that, and then she leaves, so I throw a little energy at her again. There she's kind of leaving, mentally leaving, so her mind goes somewhere else. And even though she's standing in there, her mind can still start to drift and go somewhere else. Or they might just go in there and just check out. And I don't want that either. I want her curious, thinking about it. So she's in there exploring. That's all good. There she kind of leaves. So I just come in with a little bit of an energy here, saying, hey, step up, yeah. And just letting her explore it. Letting her check it all out. She's just kind of nibbling through there. She's a fairly mouthy youngster anyways, so she wants to get in and check things out with her lips. Yeah. And from what the owner was saying, is she's really not too bothered about getting to where she steps up with her front end, but it's getting in all the way was more the issue. And so that's kind of what we're seeing here too, is she's like, okay, I'll come up to it. And she's like, okay, I've tried, I've done a little bit, now I'm kind of done with it. So every time she steps back, wants to leave, I just throw a little energy at her, saying, hey, step back up. As soon as she does, I leave her alone. Yeah. And I might even come up here and just rub her a little bit to say, hey, that's all I'm looking for you to stand up there, get comfortable with that. And then she steps back out. She might want to push through me, so I make a wall here blocking her, saying, no, that's not the direction. And then just throw a little energy at her, tapping her, saying, hey, back into the trailer. Think about the trailer. And then leave her alone when she's checking it out. There she leaves. So then I come back in. She kind of wants to push through me a little. There. And not letting her tip away or bringing her hind end into me either. And then she's checking it out a little bit, so I leave her alone, just hanging with her there. And there she's kind of just, yeah, she's was thinking a little bit, but it was more like, how can I get out of this? So that's why I added a little bit of pressure to it. Just saying, hey, come on, give me a little bit more. And as she progresses, once they start understanding one part of it, then I'm going to ask a little bit more of her. Yeah, so she's starting to understand stepping up there. She's just not too sure she wants to stay up there. Not real comfortable with that. How much pressure I put on is all dependent on how much the horse is checking out on me. If the horse is checking in and responding, I don't have to get that big. But like here, she's kind of checking out, so then I get a little bit firmer, saying into the trailer, there, kind of, because she's kind of like saying, okay, I've had enough of this. It's not fun anymore. It's not interesting anymore. Put it that way. So she's kind of more interested in what's out. And I'm just keeping the pressure going here, there. As soon as she thinks back to the trailer, then I leave her alone. Blocking her, saying nope. And there she's wanting to kind of get into pawing, then I'm going to put a little more pressure on her. There we go. Yeah. So there she's thinking, she's exploring. And now I'm just going to throw a little bit of energy because she's not really trying anymore. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. And just rub her with the stick. And so there, she kind of went in, she came back out. She gave me a little bit more than she had been, so I'm just going to take her out, move her around a little bit out here, do a little work with her, disengage, saying, hey, give me that hind, give me that hind. Get the communication back again, because she was starting to ignore me. So I'm going to come back out here and say, hey, let's do some stuff out here. Give her some jobs to do out here, and then make the trailer the place to hang out. And go, hey, it's a lot nicer in there. Saying, step up. Not thinking, she's thinking out, wanting to push through me, so I'm throwing a little energy, there. And now just helping her a little bit. Helping her a little bit there. Just saying, hey, can you take another step? Yeah. Leave her alone for a moment and then ask for a little bit more. The great thing about trailer loading is you can teach a lot of different things with it. It's really teaching you a feel, and it works on your timing. I know early on when I started doing this, some of the first horses that I did, it seemed like it took forever to get the horses in, but what it taught me was the timing of it. Is every time they're not thinking about the trailer, I'm going to put a little pressure on them, make it a little uncomfortable. Every time they are thinking about the trailer, I'm going to leave them alone. And so there, even though she's in there, she's kind of thinking more about how she can find a little something to nibble on. Yeah, so then I'm going to add a little pressure when she's not thinking about the trailer anymore. So this is good. First time she's actually stood here. Just letting her explore that, check that out. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Come out here. Give her just a little moment, and then it's a little bit of a reward time. Not much, because it's not totally what I wanted. Just a little bit. And I could even work her a little out here, but I'm just going to come right back and say, hey, could you do that again? She says, oh, sure. And this time she's even in a little bit more than that. Just really making that a good thing and letting her curiosity want to take her in more. Because she's still in there kind of searching around. That's nice. Okay, now I'm just going to ask a little bit. Yeah, actually, she kind of did that on her own. Good girl. Okay, now she's kind of quit, so I'm just going to help her a little bit. She's backing out. I'm not going to make a big deal out of that. I kept the pressure on, but I didn't really get firmer there. Until she gets out, then I'm going to say, hey, let's do that again. There you go. Girl. And now I'm going to ask a little bit more. There. Because of all the groundwork we've been doing, she understands the pressure and release of stepping forward. She got a little bit worried there. And then she came back out, so I'm just going to say, hey, let's do that again. Yeah. So in and out as many times as they need until they get comfortable in there. So here a little bit of pressure, just saying, hey, can you step forward? Ah, good girl. You're like, oh, thank you. And I actually will, this trailer I can open up this other door here. And that way you can see too. I don't really want her turning around. And that's, if there's a lot of space there like that, she can think going in and just turning, and that's why I don't always like to open that up, because that kind of changed it for her. But a lot of trailers are, you know, the whole back end opens up, so they need to learn either way. Because see, she's thinking how she can get around and not thinking about stepping up. So I have to throw a little energy at her front end just to say, no, don't turn towards me. Good girl. Yeah. And then helping her a little bit here, throwing a little energy. There. She thought about it for a split second, and then I softened for her just a tiny bit too. Yeah, good girl. There you go. Good girl. But I want her thinking in, so she starts to come back out here. I'm going to, particularly in this opening, I'm going to tap her nose, do whatever to say it's up there. It's in the trailer. Yeah, good girl. Not out here. And each horse has kind of their spot where they get troubled with it. Some horses, it's getting up to the trailer and sticking their nose in. Some horses are getting the front foot up there. With her, as we're seeing, it's more getting all the way in. So she'll step the front end up there, but committing all the way is a big deal. Ah, that was nice, because she actually, her mind went into the trailer and stayed in the trailer. Yeah. Instead of just stepping up there and then right away her mind leaves the trailer. There we go. Good girl. Nice release, lick and chew. So I like that. And I'm giving that to her. Because she softened her mind, and she's not thinking about escaping. And I'm actually going to ask her to step back here now. A little vibration on the line. Back her out of it. And just be like, oh, thanks. That's good. And then we'll give her a moment. And then take her right back to the trailer. Helping her. Yeah, good girl. And that's real nice because her mind is still in the trailer. So now I'm going to say, hey, can you step one more step forward? Hey, awesome. Girl. And that's nice because she stayed in there. Now I'm going to say, hey, can you give me another step forward? She says, nope, that was too much. And then I'm just going to ask her right back in again. Give her a moment, and then say, and another step. Well, nice try there. And Now another step. Yeah, good girl. She's really searching there. She's trying to figure it out. No, don't turn out this way. So I have to block her head when she thinks coming out and around this other door. And she's getting more and more comfortable stepping up. Yeah, yeah. I leave her alone because she's trying there. Girl. Good girl. When they're in that try mode like she was there, is I don't disappear. Sometimes we totally disappear and then the horse is like, where did you go? So I'm kind of holding the space for her saying, yeah, that's it. Kind of like her cheerleader saying, you got this, you got this. So that's just a bit of kind of some refinement as you play with this. So I soften when she's trying, but I don't just totally quit because then she's going to quit trying. And I just stay there and I cheerlead her on. So here I'm helping her. I want her to get in a where she's thinking, she's doing something, she's trying. There. Leave her alone, but I'm still here, still helping. Okay, now help, say a little bit more. And thank you by softening but not totally disappearing, adding a little bit more, saying, come on. Helping, helping, helping. Because she reached that point and now she's like, no, I don't really want to go any more than that. And so now I have to up the ante a little bit. Because she's just saying, no, I'm done with all of this. I'm getting a little firmer with her because she already knows this part of it. She's just choosing to say, there. And I soften for a bit, and then I'm like, and there she's going into kind of nibbling. A little defensiveness showing up. That's it. And so now I'm going to just take her out here and actually move her feet a little bit more to say, hey, okay, I'll take your mind off that intense focus of the trailer, but we're going to do some stuff. We're going to move around. Don't leave me mentally because she's still thinking out and about. Disengage, move her back the other way. So I'm doing different things and then saying, okay, and let's go back to the trailer. This is a better deal over here than out there. And this is really normal. It seems like, oh, it's going good, and then it all starts to fall apart. And you're like, oh, what's going on here now? And oftentimes that is they've reached a point where they're like, okay, that's all I'm willing to do for you, and then they're gonna start giving you this opposition. And oftentimes it's kind of the last ditch effort. They're holding on to their old pattern, And so I'm just helping her, saying, hey, the trailer's still okay. And giving her this time here again. Because I had to put that much pressure on her, now that she's stepping in, I'm like, hey, remember, this is a good place here. I'll leave you alone up and in there. And trailer loading is a place to take your time. Don't, if you've got to go trailer your horse somewhere and the horse has never been loaded or is not good at loading, don't go do it 15 minutes before you're going to leave. Spend some time preparing your horse long before you have to take them somewhere, so they know they know how to get in and out already, because otherwise you're going to get frustrated because you're going to be like, oh, I've got to get there, got to be on time, and the horse is going to sense that. Sometimes even when they know how to trailer load, they sense that and they'll be like, So trailer loading is just a great place to really refine your communication and to get good communication skills. So here I'm just leaving her because she's really thinking about it. Now I'm going to ask a little. Yeah. I like how she's just kind of chilling and she's hanging, but she's in the trailer. Her mind is still in the trailer here. Now I'm going to help her a little bit. Good girl. Just help her a little. She's like, I don't know. There you go, good girl. And help her a little bit. There. Good girl, good girl. So I'm just being her cheerleader there because she's trying. Now helping, throwing a little energy. I'm just gonna tip her nose because she wants to go over the partition, the other partition. And I'm saying, no, don't stick your nose up there or you'll get yourself in a jam. And now she's kind of checked out again. Saying, in there it is. But just taking the time that she needs to figure this out. That's good, yeah. There we go, nice step there. I'd really like for her to step up a little bit with the front feet. There. So I kept the pressure going because she was just kind of going into frustration and like, I don't want to, until she gave me a try. See, now we're going back to, she's working through some stuff here. Particularly with the young horses, you know, most of their life so far has been they've gotten to do what they've wanted to do. And now, as she's coming into more of the human world, there's limitations and there's requests of them that they're like, I don't know about that. Not sure if I want to do that. And so they have to learn to kind of let go and submit a little bit. And I'm not saying you're forcing them doing it, but you're just setting it up. See, we keep setting this up, getting her comfortable with it in there. Keep her mind thinking about it. She gets that far, and then she's like, that's all I want to do. And getting a little firmer with her too, because she already knows this part of it. She's just saying, no, I don't want to. And that's something to also look at. Is it a fear issue or is it a behavioral? Is it she's just saying, no, I don't want to, which that's kind of she's doing here. Is she's like, no, I don't want to. So then I'm going to be a little firmer with an I don't want to, where if it's fear, I'm going to give more time. So her stepping forward once she's up like this is more of a fear thing. So I'm giving her a lot more time with it, because she gets a little bit worried every time she has to step up a step. But getting to this point right here is not a fear thing. It's more, I don't want to do this, because I know then I'm going to have to go to that point of making a decision about the fear. Yeah. Nice licking shoe there. So now I'm going to ask, and she gave me a little step, which was good. Now she's kind of left, so I'm going to ask a little step. Aw, thank you. She just shifted her weight. Now I'm going to ask again. Ah, thank you. Nice step there. Now I'm going to ask again, because I really want her to step. Nice step with the hind, but can she step forward with the front? So helping, yeah, good girl. Now think up there. Can she think into the window, out the window? If she's going to think anywhere, think out that window. Good. Now. Ah, good girl. Good girl. So really giving her some time here. And that was good. Now I'm just going to set it up and do it again. I could have taken her out and just walked her around, moved her around out there, but just felt like we can go right back to it again here. And just being fairly firm here, because she knows this part of it. She's just saying, Don't come on top of me. Yeah. There we go. There was a thought. So I will come out and just move her around, because she's getting this, I'm not gonna pay attention to you. Kind of had enough. So lots of getting control over those feet. Getting control of those feet, and then being able to take her right back to the trailer. She's kind of gotten a bit ambivalent. And I'm going to just get a little bit firmer there, saying, hey, you're just being rude right now. And I'm just hanging, holding my ground here, saying, it's over here, it's over here. And every time she thinks about it, I leave her alone. If she's not, like right now, she's working through and she's just saying, I am not going to think about it. Every chance she gets, her mind just goes out and there, and I just stay with her until she says, oh yeah, the trailer. I remember this. This is the good place. Okay. Yeah. So making the trailer the sanctuary. Now just asking a little bit there. She steps like, aw, thanks. Let's try that again. Leave her alone for a moment, and then yeah. There you go. Just don't think out here. Good girl. Sometimes, like I'll just step up here and just come up here and just to say, hey, you know, it's okay up in here. Can be helpful too. Not that I'm going to pull her in from there, but just kind of showing her, hey, I can be up there and it's okay too. As long as your trailer is open enough for you to do that. Don't put yourself in a bind. So I'm just asking there. She's thinking, I leave her alone. Now she's kind of checked out. There, good girl. Good girl. And again, I'll just kind of step up in here. Just say, hey, it's okay. Up in here. And ask again. So if you have a trying horse that's willing to at least explore the option, then you can do something with. But like a little bit ago, she wasn't trying at all. She was just like, I've had it, that's enough. So she wasn't even exploring any possibilities. Yeah, nice. She's kind of getting real soft-eyed here. So I'm just going to softly ask again. Yep, there was a try. So I leave her alone. And then I'm going to ask again. Actually, she gave a little lick and chew. Yeah, real nice. Because she actually stopped from me tapping on her and then thought back in the trailer. When you get to that point, that's really good. Yeah. Just the waiting game here. Help. She's doing lots of yawning and stretching her mouth. Good releases. I'm just going to help her a little. Say, hey, can you take a step? Can you take a step? Yeah, nice step with the hind end. Really like for her to step up a step with the front. And she make that commitment. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. So real nice try there. I'm like, aw, thank you. And step on back up. Girl. There you go. Helping, yes. So there's kind of an invisible line there. She's like, oh, I don't know that I can cross that line. And I just keep helping her, saying, you got it, you got it. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. That's one of the reasons why you don't want to pull your horse into the trailer or be leading them, because oftentimes they'll set back and they'll bang their head on the top of the door. Good girl. Yeah, because she's thinking, she's trying. So I'm just here supporting. Good girl. Good girl. That was a big deal. I know. So it was a little bit of a step. So I let her out. And then ask again. So here she's just saying, What I'm going to do is just open up this panel and give her a little bit more space and see if that helps her. Sometimes the trailer you have doesn't work to do that, but we can here, so we'll do that just to see if that helps her out. She doesn't feel quite as confined. So it makes it more curious for her. And because it's about helping them, how can they figure it out? If she'll get in with it open big like this, then I can eventually get it smaller for her. She starts to go, oh, okay. Yeah, so she's curious. She's looking up in there. There you go. That was real nice. I'm gonna step up too, not to lead her in, but just to show her that, hey, it's okay up in here. girl. Good girl. And I'll give that to her. Just be like, oh, thanks, because she gave some real good tries there. And then bring her on back. Because getting her in with the front end here now is going pretty easy. Girl. There's still that line there. She's like, I don't know that I can step over that line. See, and I get firmer too because she kind of just pushed right into me and I tapped her lightly and she kept pushing. So then I'm going to get firmer to say, hey, if you're not going to listen to the light thing, I am going to get firmer. Yeah, good girl. Letting her have that because she thought about in. Yeah. Oh, nice. That's the most she's stretched up in there. Good girl. Good girl. I'm just going to give her a little bit of help. Throwing a little energy. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. That was nice. Just take her out. So we get to do lots and lots of loading sessions in this one session. Take her right back. Good girl. Ah. Hey, good girl. Good girl. Just really let her have that. That's nice. Let her explore. She's finding little nibbles of hay now. So have to be a little careful here. There we go. She put her head down and then she actually stepped onto the lead rope, and they can pull back and then slam their head up into the ceiling. So fortunately she picked her foot back up off. And she's kind of used to it when I've been grazing her some, so she'll step on it some there, and that's actually good training. So this is real nice. She's found a little bit of hay in there. Just letting her hang out for a bit. Good. Now I'm going to ask her to step back and back out again. Girl. Yeah. Nice. So that was real nice. Now, just take her around and see if she can go back in one more time, and if she just goes pretty much hops right in, then we're good for today. Yeah, just like that. Nice job. She can't resist the little bit of hay in here. And I'm actually saying that more jokingly. I mean, at this stage, she really enjoy the hay. But oftentimes we coax the horse with hay, and the horse says, no, I don't think so. And so the hay can help you, but it's not going to be the thing that is going to teach them to load. Because if they say, no, I don't want to load, and you put all the treats in front of them in the world, they're going to be like, nope, I'm not getting in. So that's why I'm showing you this way of staying on the outside of the trailer and lunging them essentially into the trailer, where you're sending them in instead of leading them in. Because oftentimes people who've taught their horse just to lead in, and they'll go in and out a number of times, or they'll go in and out for a long time, and then one day they say, nope, I don't want to get in the trailer. You're in the trailer now kind of tugging on them. They're like, no, I'm not getting in. You don't have a lot of recourse to help them get in. Where if you teach the horse to send into the trailer, you're going to have one day when they say, no, I don't really want to get into the trailer. Now you can go back to saying, hey, remember? You can tap on and get a little firmer, and they're like, oh yeah, I remember, I'm getting in. And so it gives you way more of the ability to control the horse or help the horse, really, when they're saying, no, I don't want to, or if it's a new trailer and it's different. But that's today. We'll come back tomorrow and do it again, and it should be lickety split. So till then, we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.